The reading for today is Numbers 27. Inheritance laws. Then came the daughters of Zelophehad, the son of Hepher, the son of Gilead, the son of Machir, son of Manasseh, from the families of Manasseh, the son of Joseph, and these were the names of his daughters: Mahlah, Noah, Hoglah, Milcah, and Tirzah. And they were listed over in the previous chapter 26 in verse 33, because in verse 33 of the previous chapter it said, "Now Zelophehad, the son of Hepher, had no sons but daughters," and then it listed these daughters. So that's why this is an issue. They're saying, there were no sons, so how's the inheritance going to work? So the daughters come before, and they stood before Moses in verse 2, before Eleazar the priest, and before the leaders and all the congregation by the doorway of the tabernacle of meeting, saying, "Our father died in the wilderness, but he was not in the company of those who gathered together against the Lord, in company with Korah. But he died in his own sin, and he had no sons. Why should the name of our father be removed from among his family because he had no son? Give us a possession among our father's brothers." So Moses brought their case before the Lord. So they had these, just like anything, you have general rules, general guidelines, but then there are exceptions. And when a rule doesn't seem to be right or to apply, then you should have a way to question that and be heard. And that's what's going on here, is they came and they presented their case, and Moses took time to hear it. And then he didn't dismiss it. He listened to what they said, and now he goes and he brings it before the Lord. So he was seeking wisdom from God. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, "The daughters of Zelophehad speak what is right. You shall surely give them a possession of inheritance among their father's brothers, and cause the inheritance of their father to pass to them. And you shall speak to the children of Israel, saying, if a man dies and has no son, then you shall cause his inheritance to pass to his daughter. If he has no daughter, then you shall give his inheritance to his brothers. If he has no brothers, then you shall give his inheritance to his father's brothers. If his father has no brothers, then you shall give his inheritance to the relative closest to him in his family, and he shall possess it. And it shall be to the children of Israel a statute of judgment, just as the Lord commanded Moses." So they brought a case, and God granted them what they asked. So that's important in our life, to have systems that in any relationship, at home, at work, at church, people should be able to bring things up and not just be dismissed. If people try to bring up reasonable things and they're continually dismissed, they're going to stop bringing stuff up. Leadership's going to think they're doing a good job because people aren't complaining. Then they'll wonder why people quit and leave and things of that nature. And it's usually because they know they're not going to be listened to. So it's good to have leaders that will listen in an environment where people can ask questions. In verse 12, Joshua, the next leader of Israel. "Now the Lord said to Moses, Go up into this Mount Abarim and see the land which I have given to the children of Israel. And when you have seen it, you also shall be gathered to your people, as Aaron your brother was gathered. For in the wilderness of Zin, during the strife of the congregation, you rebelled against my command to hallow me at the waters before their eyes. These are the waters of Meribah at Kadesh in the wilderness of Zin." Then Moses spoke to the Lord, saying, "Let the Lord, the God of the spirits of all flesh, set a man over the congregation, who may go out before them and go in before them, who may lead them out and bring them in, that the congregation of the Lord may not be like sheep which have no shepherd." And the Lord said to Moses, "Take Joshua the son of Nun with you, a man in whom is the Spirit, and lay your hands on him. Set him before Eleazar the priest and before all the congregation, and inaugurate him in their sight. And you shall give him some of your authority to him, that all the congregation of the children of Israel may be obedient. He shall stand before Eleazar the priest, who shall inquire before the Lord for him by the judgment of the Urim At his word they shall go out, and at his word they shall come in, he and all the children of Israel with him, all the congregation. So Moses did as the Lord commanded him. He took Joshua and set him before Eleazar the priest and before all the congregation, and he laid his hands on him and inaugurated him just as the Lord commanded by the hand of Moses. So kind of a grim reminder of Moses' sin a couple chapters back, where the Lord told him to speak to the rock, and Moses struck the rock in anger, and God told him his punishment was that he wouldn't be able to go into the promised land. So this is God staying true to that and then naming a replacement in Joshua.